thing that you start overthinking and thinking, oh, she must be pregnant, that's why she's vomiting. Oh, she must be doing an abortion, that's why she... It's as if there is no solution to this thing. And what if I don't want kids? So when I learned that I was coming to America, I was so happy because I'm like, hey, finally. There's this hospital in Minneapolis. I think you should go get checked. Fever, diarrhea. There's that shock that you have, and it makes you like stand still. You cannot do nothing. It comes just like... Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Jackie Kabeni. So today I decided to do a sit down video, and this video I have waited for like 3 months. I've been sharing on my Instagram. First of all, if you haven't followed me on Instagram, please do so. The same name over here, Jackie Kabeni. I was sharing something that I went through over there, and then I said I was going to do an update after I completed the thing that I was doing. So this video is about dysmenorrhea. If you don't know what dysmenorrhea is, it's very painful cramps or period cramps. And let me put a disclaimer before we go on. There is this perception or misconception or whatever, I don't know the right word for it, but there's this thing of men not wanting to be part of this conversation, and they say, oh, it doesn't concern us. It actually does. It does a lot. Because you have a mom, you have a sister, you might have a daughter, you have female friends. Part of the myth or the misconception or the thing that I don't like about men saying this conversation don't involve them is there was a time I was vomiting a lot. You vomit. I used to vomit to a point I don't even have bile juice anymore. And then just sitting on the toilet for hours sometimes would... not for hours, apana, like a whole 10 or 20 minutes, it would make me have some form of relief. And there was a time I vomited and I was going back and forth the bathroom, and my dad thought I was doing an abortion. I don't know whether I have forgiven him about that or not, but what abortion, man. Even today, that thing still bothers me, because why would you think that? Like, your life evolves around women and you don't know that they're... Anyway, let's just go back to... Some people maybe don't understand how painful it gets, and it's also part of the reason why I'm making this video, to make people understand. Like, when someone is in that period, as much as people say, oh, we are needy, they want attention, they do this, and this, in that moment, I am struggling for my life. So the last thing I want to hear is you accusing me of things which are not there. This is just something normal. It just happens to every girl every month. Send this video to them. Like, this is for education purposes only, for you also to understand sometimes that sitting on the toilet does not mean I'm doing all these crazy things you're thinking in your mind. Some of us just found relief in sitting on the toilet for 20-30 minutes, but it does not necessarily mean I'm doing something weird, I'm doing an abortion, or because I feel nauseated, that you start overthinking and thinking, oh, she must be pregnant, that's why she's vomiting. Oh, she must be doing an abortion, that's why she is doing all these things in the bathroom. So please, men, educate yourself on some of these things, because if I had any male in my life who knew the information that I do know right now, they would have helped me out during that time. I'll be checking my phone because I have a few notes and I don't want to miss out on anything. So according to Google, dysmenorrhea it's a medical term for painful menstrual periods, and it happens because your uterus contracts to shed its lining. The pain typically begins just before your period or subsides after a few days. So that's according to Google. And let me give like a back history of where this journey started. So I had my first period when I was in class 7, 8, and then I went to high school. So class 7 and 8 things were just normal. It's like, oh, you're now a woman, you're a lady, all these things, and there was nothing much to it. And then I went to high school, and I do remember around Form 2, High school in Kenya, we go for 4 years, for those who are not familiar with the education system. 4 years. So Form 2 is the second year of high school. That's when things started to be so weird and painful. And what I remember from those 4 years is having very painful cramps. And sometimes when I try to remember some of the things that I went through, especially when I was in high school, and then I had those very painful cramps, it just makes me feel so. Some of the things that I would feel is fever. All of a sudden, I'm hot, and then after a few hours, all of a sudden, I'm so cold, and then diarrhea. I should have given disclaimer when I'm saying this word, diarrhea. And then it has a name, it's like a disease. There's that shock that you have down there, and it makes you like stand still. You cannot do nothing. It comes just like it's a very bad shock. It doesn't prepare you, and it's there for like a hot minute, either 1 or 2 minutes. And in that moment, you cannot do anything. You're just standing still. Hakuna kitu unaweza fanya juu ya venye ni uchungu. Vomiting. I would find relief on putting my lower stomach on the floor. So most of the time I would like roll and roll, trying to look for that comfort that I'm going to find when I put my lower stomach on something cold or just on the floor. I don't know, there was just something about finding comfort on the floor. So that continued from Form 2 all the way till this year June. Let's say this year June. In between, I'll share in between, there were some few months that I didn't have like extremely painful cramps. But from Form 2 all the way to this year June, it wasn't consistent at every month, but sometimes it would be every month and sometimes it would be every other. Some of the solutions that were available. So of course my mom is seeing me going through all this. And then I was asking her, like, was it like this? Even my sister went through the same thing, but then when she gave birth, I think the pain went down a little bit, but it didn't go like completely. So I'm asking my mom, were you like this? And then she would say, oh yeah, we were like this. And then I ask her, was Shosho like this? Shosho is grandma. And she's like, we don't talk about these things with her. So I don't know about Shosho, but for me, I do know it was painful. When she gave birth to my elder sister, the pain went away for her. I would hear things like my auntie would say her daughter tried this, and then I would try. And then I would listen to somebody else. They tried this, I go and try. So I tried ripe banana, and then you boil it. You drink that water. I did that. It never worked, but it apparently worked for my cousin. The Panadol never used to do anything for me. Mara moja never used to do anything for me. The only thing that used to work for me, especially when I was in high school, was Ponstam. And Ponstam, I think it's a very strong medicine. I would end up being very dizzy. I even tried chocolate. Some people were saying that, oh, you need to eat chocolate a few days before, and then at work, or maybe during, avoid sweet things. I did all this. I avoided sweet things, and then I was told sweet things work. I would eat chocolate. Nothing used to work. So when finally my mom asked the doctor said, oh, what we have for now is being put on birth control, and then the other option is waiting until you get kids. But then the doctor, I don't know whether it was the doctor or the mom, I don't know, somebody there, I don't know who lied. But my mom said, these things. No, she didn't lie. Actually, I think she was looking out for me. She said, with birth control, especially as a very young girl, these things might come to affect you later when you're trying to get kids. So the doctor, according to my mom, the doctor advised it's better you wait until to get kids. But then at that time, I'm like, oh yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But then right now, looking at that whole statement and scenario, I'm like, what if someone decides they will never have kids? What if having kids is not anywhere on their plan? So will this girl continue to experience the pain just because there's no solution, or the solution is you wait until you have kids? And what if I don't want kids? It's as if there is no solution to this thing. But wait. So when I learned that I was coming to America, I was so happy because I'm like, hey, finally, finally. You know, America, they have solution to everything. Like you get the best of the best in the world. Health, anything to do with health, they're the best. Like I felt so nice that finally I'm not going to have, like I will have a solution for these painful cramps. Oh, unto me. Oh, unto me. Then the first few months, of course, because of climate change, I guess, and that movement, it was not painful. It wasn't painful the first few months, but when it came, hey, it came full force. It came full force. I was rolling, I was crying, I was doing all these things. So when I finally moved to this state, so the friend that I was staying with, she said, oh, there's this hospital in Minneapolis. I think you should go get checked because the way your cramps are coming, it's alarming. She was like, you need to go get checked. And she said she was going to take me to the hospital. So I was so skeptical because I had just left my job at St. Louis. And then when you leave your job, I don't know, something happens with the healthcare. So if you leave healthcare, nika inaishia tu hapo. So I didn't want to go. But then she was like, I think you need to go because the way you are like crying, the way uko na mauchungu, it's high time you need to get checked. So she takes me to a hospital in Minneapolis and I go and I was talking to the nurse, all these things, and she was asking like the whole history, and I told her. The one thing that I told her was, I don't know why in my mind I was thinking, oh God, these people, the first thing they will do is surgery, and me, I don't want surgery. So I'm like, very straightforward to this nurse. Hey, I don't want any surgery. I just want to have a solution whatsoever, but nothing to do with surgery. And then she was like, oh no, we don't try like that. We don't try that far. She said there's a few steps, and the first steps would be to put you on birth control. So I'm like, oh God. Kumbe, it's the same story. Me, I'm like, okay, America, America, they have solutions. They have, like, in my mind, I thought they have so nice solutions. Zenye, how do I explain it? Things that are not going to bother your body in the future at all, at all. I don't think people in America understand how their US is advertised out there. Like, it's this perfect place. There's some illusion sold to us. So in my mind, I'm like, if these people are the best, they have the best healthcare in the world, like their priority is health for the people, full stop. So when I had birth control, I'm like, wait, that's the same solution I was offered a few years ago by a doctor at home. And then I'm like, okay, let me just listen anyway. Maybe it's something different. Maybe it's something like a birth control, which is so nice. It doesn't have any effects like that. So I was put on birth control for 3 months. And she said after 3 months, if the pain persists, you are going to come back. I was given the specific birth control, the one that I was supposed to buy, and how to use it, and then some nausea medication. The other thing was Tylenol. Yeah, it was Tylenol. So I bought all the meds. I've bought all the meds out of pocket, and then a few weeks later, I get a bill of $235. Mind you, I was so afraid to go in the very first place because of that. So I'm like, okay, that's nice. I only talked to you less than 10 minutes. Now I have a bill of $235. We are on 3 months, so we take the pills. I had the option of allowing to have the periods, and I had the option of skipping them. So I chose to have them, and they came. Like, they were so nice. I felt like, oh my God, I can do anything. I have a whole 30 days of the month without worrying about any form of pain. And the first month was good. The second was good. The third, there was a little bit of pain, but very manageable. Like, one out of 10 pain. And then the month after the 3 months, it was good. The second month, I was rolling on the floor. I called off work. I was rolling on the floor. The same thing that I was experiencing before came. The same level of pain. And if I was to give that pain a number, it would be 11 out of 10, honestly. It's too painful. It came back. And then I'm like, oh my God, these things, that's where now it hit me that if I'm to get a solution through, if I'm to go for the solution of birth control, it's not a one-time thing. So I was like, I thought America, that's when it hit me that, wait a minute, this is how America and Big Pharma, not America, this is how Big Pharma in America makes money. Because if I offer you a solution for 3 months and everything is okay, and then you get off for a few months, the pain comes back. Of course, I don't want to feel the pain. So I'm going to go back again to get that medicine. And it's not cheap at all, it's very expensive. So I was like, wait a minute. That's when now I had a very big shift of seeing the healthcare industry in America. In my mind at that time, I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm doomed. I'm doomed because this place that I thought I was going to find a solution just offered me a solution, but it's temporary. Like I have to go back. I have to go back. I'll be like a parasite. I have to always depend on this specific medicine. I have to always go back, go back. All along, all I would do is persevere with the pain. And if I knew, like today, let's say right now it's 12 and my periods came and I would feel like, well, today I don't want to risk. I would just call at work and say, hey, I don't feel like I can be able to come in today because I'm not feeling well. And sometimes I was so unlucky because it would get me at work and it's so uncomfortable. Oh my God. It's so uncomfortable when you're working with males and then they don't know what to do when you excuse yourself and say, hey, I'll be like on the side because I have pain. And sometimes, it's work, so people can easily report you to your supervisor because they don't understand what you're going through. So you end up explaining that to them and they act so weird. That would make me feel so uncomfortable, so weird. I'm like, oh my God, why did I explain myself? And I would do that when I'm thinking, oh, today is not going to be too painful. Because when I felt like the pain was too much, I would just direct call and say, hey, I'm not able to continue with this shift. I have to go home. I'm not feeling okay. And so one day I was just watching videos. I was watching Lynn Goye. If you don't know Lynn Goye, she's a nice lady in Kenya who does some awesome job. So she brought this lady who was talking about inflammation, I don't know, all those things, arthritis. And I listened to the video. Then she was brought again and again. One of those videos that she was brought back for, she talked about hormonal imbalance, PCOS, and then painful periods. And then she talked about, like, I would just include those videos somewhere on the screen over here. Please go listen because that lady, I listened to the video and then I'm like, wait. Are you sure this thing works? I listened to that video the first time and then I listened again. I was like, wait, no, there's no way this information can be easy. Like she is talking straightforward. She knows what she's talking about. So I'm like, there's no way I'm going to undermine whatever she's saying. Her name is Carol, the health coach or something. Me, I just decided, you know what? I am going to try whatever because at this point, I am so done with this pain. I just want it gone. But I don't want it gone temporarily. I don't want it gone for 3 months, for 6 months, and then it comes back. So I immediately started what Carol was saying. And Carol was saying, whatever we take in is what makes our body be like this, imbalance, the hormones, all those things. So she said, for you to heal dysmenorrhea or painful periods, you have to quit sugar. You have to quit wheat. And then you have to quit any dairy, milk, cheese, nini, hizo vitu zote zenye zinatoka, all those things that come from milk. And at that moment, the only thing in my head that was clicking that was going to be so hard was tea. I'm Kenyan. I'm Kenyan. I love my tea. We drink tea in the morning, in the afternoon. When the sun is almost 90 degrees, we're still drinking tea. We drink tea at 4. We drink tea when we're going to bed. So I'm like, how am I going to stop tea? It wasn't even about sugar. It wasn't about wheat. It was mainly about tea because me, I love tea. Oh gosh. Please don't quote me, but she said something about it takes 21 days for the body to like experienced that shift or something like that. She was explaining like you have had this pain for a whole long, like 10 years, and then the solution, of course, it's not going to work like this, so you have to give yourself time. And me, I remember listening to that video. I was like, I've had this pain for so long. Even if you tell me 1 year, me, I'm good. I'm game. I'm game. 1 year, yes, because I've had this pain ever since I joined high school till now. When I'm a big grown girl, I've had the same pain. So me, I was so willing. I remember I started quitting those things on June. Yes, it was June 9th this year, June 9th, 2024. And I wrote on my calendar that I downloaded online. I wrote no wheat, no sugar, no tea. The first week we struggled. Drank tea. During that week I did drink tea. And then I started to look for like options, like what else can I be drinking aside from tea, because I'm so used with tea with milk and sugar and majani chai. So I went online, I bought samples for tea bags, and then so I did 42 days, and I think I was done somewhere in July. I did share on IG. When I was done, I said I was going to share the video, but then I felt like it wouldn't be fair for me to share just after, because what am I even sharing? Like, I've not experienced the next one and the next and the next to be able to share, like, did that thing work? So while on the first 21 days, I did have my menses, but they were a little bit painful. The previous pain, we were giving it 11 out of 10. But for this one, when I'm doing the 21 days, it was around, let's say, 7 out of 10, somewhere over there. And then I did July. July, I didn't have pain. If the pain was there, was, let's say, 4 over 10. Like, I'm feeling uncomfortable, but I'm able to do a few things. I was braiding my hair. And I was just talking in that video saying, oh my God, I'm braiding my hair and I'm on my period. This is like something which has never happened, because usually I'm rolling, I'm vomiting, I'm lying on the bed, I'm doing all these things, but I'm here doing my hair. It felt so nice. That was in July. August came by, everything was nice. Now and then you can feel like there's something going on, of course, but you're able to go on with work, you're able to go on with whatever that you're doing. So August and September, they've been very, very nice, very nice. And I feel so nice that finally I'm able to share this. Please, please, if you know someone who has such kind of a pain, forward them this video. Not necessarily this that I'm recording here. Forward them the video of that lady, because she changed her knowledge, her information, the way she shared that information. I took it and ran with it, because I had struggled for so long. And I wish anyone who's going through such kind of pain to watch that video and do whatever they need to do so that that thing can go away. Now, at this moment, I can agree with her when she says that period pains, period cramps are not supposed to be painful. They are not, because I've had the best 3 months. The last 3 months, they have been the best. Go listen to her. It's not about only females. She heals a lot of things through like the things that we take, and she'll tell you, oh, this thing works, this thing is good, this is not good. Like, just go listen to her. So that was the video that I wanted. I have waited for almost like 3-4 months so that I can share with you guys, and I really hope this video helps someone. And also, if you have tried something and it has worked, feel free to share on the comment section and share this video to anyone that you feel like needs this information. So I think this is the end of the video. I am so happy that I got to share this information with you guys, and thank you so much for the continued support, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.